Well, you know, the big thing is to start off with, farmers and fishermen have to get respect back again. I don't know if you remember back to when this administration came in, they introduced what was called the Headley Report. And in that report, it talked about how to shut down the hog and beef industry in the island. So number one, starting off, will certainly be to treat farmers and fishermen with respect. We all know that right now the world economy is pretty shaky. So it really means working not only provincially here, but also with our federal counterparts to work with the industries to ensure that there's market there, whether that's value-added products or trying to help bring some stability around some of the prices, especially in the fishing sector. As you know, we've announced this week that we will allow farm-plated vehicles to use marked diesel for farm purposes on highways. That's a good start.
What I will do is work with the experience that I gained in my younger years of working on a farm and working in the fishing industry and working in concert with the farmers and with the various government programs that are available. I will endeavor to do my best in concert with them and the programs to improve their bottom line.
Well, to improve the bottom line, well, the Green Party right across the board would recommend, first of all, water, to stop killing the estuaries, to stop wiping out shellfish, to perhaps not dump sewage into harbors and waterways. That would be the first start. For farms, we would encourage farms to get more money for their produce by going organic. We'd certainly want to lower their costs by reducing their pesticide use, to reduce their dependency on these contracts, trying to fulfill these contracts with processors who dictate everything they do. And we would want to improve the quality of their life by reducing the use of chemicals on their farms and increasing the value of their product by taking the poison out of it.
Set up more co-ops for fishermen and for farming, and be a lobbyist to get their products into big box stores on PEI. Yes, they should, and the only way that will be accomplished, get rid of the red tape, get rid of the taxes, and pay competitive salaries to doctors.
I can't say that. What I can say is that the health board should be elected representatives. They should be accountable to the people, and that these things should not be done in the back rooms, that there should be a long-term plan that makes sense.
Yes, if it is safe to do so. Some of the issues we've faced in the past with rural doctors and PEI is that they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to provide the service. And, you know, we may have been short on resources at that time, which would be a big factor, but we're hiring more resources all the time, and we've got programs in place to train island students to become physicians and bring them back to the province. And if we can come up with a system that's agreeable to all, including the physicians and the public and the government, we would be happy to entertain that if we can get it to work.
Our party platform is we do support having 24-hour emergency services at the Western Hospital in Alberton, which is a rural hospital for Prince County, and also the Kings County Hospital in Monaco. You know, sometimes people think that we only have 140,000 people in the province. That is true, that live here year-round. But in addition to that, when tourism is doing well, we entertain at least 1.2 million tourists. It's two things. It's about access, and rural islanders deserve access as much as the rest of the province.
No, I would not be supportive of that. Cutting programs, laying off civil servants, all that does is take stimulus that we already enjoy out of the economy. All predictions are that our economy is going to improve significantly in the next years to come, and based on that, we will have even more stimulus to generate the economy.
So the idea is that because the economy will improve, that will help deal with the debt and deficit.
Absolutely.
Well, that's really what made me run in the first place. I got this little piece of brag material saying about how we're only in debt an extra $53 million this year, and then 3 days later I got a flyer saying how we reduced the gas tax 4.4 cents and saved Islanders $44 million. Now I'm looking 53 minus 44, really, there's $9 million, there's a $9 million shortfall right there. And Olive's plan to reduce the PST across the board is just wrong-headed. It's just bad thinking. Really, always, Green parties around the world say tax the bad stuff and reduce taxes on the good stuff.
No, I will not cut any services. We won't as an island party. We'll get rid of the waste. Giving money to big corporations to come here and leave 6 months later with the money. And help out smaller businesses.
Start off with, there is a debt and deficit issue, and having any good government is about setting priorities. And in terms of, again, I will not invest in things like Hills and Borden, where there's, I think, $2.8 million wasted there. On the other hand, we are going to have a government that is accountable, that invests in families and in communities. So in terms of actual areas of where I think there's money, for example, there's what's called the senior compensation package in the province for deputy ministers and senior political people. And in that package, for every 1 year worked, people get 2 fully guaranteed pension years. Under a government led by myself, those types of perks will be gone. There's also a section in the provincial budget. As you know, our budget's about $1.6 billion. And over the last number of years, under professional services, contract services, and consultants, that percentage used to be around 11% of the entire budget was spent on those areas. And over 4 years, that's grown to, it was as high as 13.6%. Now, it did come down a little this year, but that's an area that needs to be examined. We're also on record of doing internal audits of any wasteful spending and find out where those dollars are and redirect them. In some of the areas around investment that I know which will save money and improve quality of services, our intention is to increase or to consolidate the 27 drug programs that are out there right now and have one administration of that. And in addition to that, invest new dollars there so we can have a provincially run drug program that covers the 35,000 people without drug coverage. Well, again, there's a variety of different ways to do that. And to start off with, we have introduced what we're calling a senior tax credit. As you know, there are a number of people over 65 years of age, and many of those people, thank heavens, are in good health, have had really great lives in terms of professional lives, etc. So by introducing a senior tax credit, this will allow people that are out there doing volunteer work, whether it's in community groups, whether it's with athletics or whatever, to get a break on their taxes for that. In addition to that, for seniors, there are seniors and other people on low incomes that are struggling, and we've introduced what we call an oil subsidy, so that the combined income for people, if it's less than $50,000, will be able to get access to a tank. It works out to be about a half a tank of oil in the winter months, and that's a big improvement to be able to keep seniors in their own homes. We also talked about doing a full review of home care and support services. Again, what we hear in the doorsteps is there's a number of seniors that need more home care and support and have a difficulty accessing the services, so we want to review that. Also, I guess the other big area is people will stay in communities if they know they have access to doctors. So we certainly have investments to not only attract doctors, but the big piece is on retention of physicians. And then finally is our commitment to rural hospitals.
Well, the first thing we have to do is stop our young people from fleeing the province, because that's really what's tipping the scales.
And how would you do that?
And how would we do that? By making it a healthier, safer place to live. A lot of people are leaving the province because they've lost their income. Those are very specifically shellfishers and people whose lands have been polluted. People are leaving the province because they can't breathe the air in rural PEI. Some people come here because they think it's a really safe environmentally friendly place, and when they get here they find out that's not true. When they get here they find out that every 3 years their trees die.
Help them stay in the homes with incentives, and also stimulus packages.
For what?
Pardon me?
Sorry, stimulus for what?
Packages to keep the seniors in their homes.
Well, just recently, our manor replacement program is certainly up and running, and we have some of the most modern facilities in the world, one of which has just opened in Surrey. And that's one way we will certainly be dealing with the seniors. We're also offering programs to help keep seniors healthier longer, to help them get involved in the community in different ways through higher learning and education, and taking computer courses, for example, which seems to be very, very popular. So working with the seniors, getting involved with the seniors is the way to go. No, I don't believe they should be fired. I think we already have a process in place for that, and it's called democracy. And MLAs, for the most part, work with government platforms. For example, the Liberal platform, we're all together as a team on that. And everybody, you know, when they make their election platform promises, everybody has the best of intentions, but at times, you know, other factors creep into the scenario that are beyond our control, like the recession, for example, so it makes it more difficult to live up to some of those promises. But we have ways and means of working our way around those things to eventually get the promise to come to pass.
I don't know they should be fired, but they make promises they can't keep, and they know they can't keep. They do that to get elected. But MLAs shouldn't have expense cards. They shouldn't have leased vehicles. Every MLA should show to the public what they are spending every year.
And so that would be how they would be held accountable?
Exactly.
Well, I say so, and I agree with that. And you get fired when voters decide that you didn't live up to what you said you were going to do. Nobody, I think, would be upset if people came forth and said because of such and such a thing that, you know, a path had to be changed. But what I hear constantly on the doorsteps, and so do other MLAs, is the fact that this administration, ministers don't return phone calls. They are involved in arm-length agencies such as Health PEI, running health in comparison to accountability back to the ministers and or the government. A government led by myself believes in accountability right back to the minister and the premier.
We should have a recall process. Absolutely, there should be a recall process. Populations should be able to recall their MLA when they're not doing what they said they were going to do.